Good day, students. Welcome to mathematics class. We have been discussing sorts for some time now, but I want us to evaluate some questions using sorts. But before that time, I want to remind us of Pythagoras theorem. And you must have seen this triangle before, an equilateral triangle, and this triangle ABCD is an equilateral triangle. That means all sides are what? All sides are equal. This side, this side, this side. Do you understand now? However, this is at angle 60. This is also at angle 60. Why this is angle 60 also? But by the time you divide the angle into two, you have this side to be 60, you have this side to be 90 degree, then this perpendicular, and you have this to be what? 30 degree, because you are dividing this into two. So, and the unit value of those sides are 2, 2, 2. This is supposed to be 2, but because we have divided it into 2, this become 1, this become 1. Do you understand? So we'll be using that to actually take note of that. And this is root 3 BD, which is the size that is dividing AC into 2. So this is 2, this is root 3, this is 2, and this is 2 divided into 2. That becomes 1, 1 each. So now normally you could remember that sine 30 or sine is equivalent to what? Opposite over hypotenuse. And also cos is also adjacent over what? Hypotenuse. While tan is what? Tangent is what? Opposite over adjacent. And how do you observe? You can only get this in a what? In a right angle triangle. You can only get opposite, hypotenuse, adjacent in a right angle triangle. You can visit some of my previous videos in this channel to be able to know how to deal with this question relating right angle triangle, trigonometry basically. So now let's go. This is sine 30, right? And this is 30. So this is the reference angle. This is the angle we are considering on sine 30. This is the reference angle. Do you understand? Let's assume that it is sine 60. This will be the reference angle we'll be considering. Why there will be some little changes that may likely occur in the course of solving the question. Now let's go. Now opposite, because this is what? This is the reference angle. The angle that is the side that is facing the reference angle is what? Will be the opposite. So this is our opposite. So AB, using ABD. Do you understand now? Considering right angled triangle AB, what? ABD, then that means our opposite will be what? AD. Do you understand now? Why our hypotenuse, which is the longest side, will be what? Will be AB. Do you understand now? So let's go. Sine 30 will be what? Equals to opposite over hypotenuse. And what is our opposite? Considering triangle ABD, our opposite is what? AD, while our hypotenuse is AB. So what's the value of AD? What is the value of AD? The value of AD is what? The value of AD is 1. Do you understand now? While the value of AB is what? Is 2. So with this, we know that our sine 30, using the equilateral triangle dividing the equilateral triangle ABD, our sine 30 is what? 1 over 2. Understand that? That is sine 30. So that is how the sine 30 equal to 1 over 2 is what? Is gotten. So let's go to cos 30. Cos 30 is what? Adjacent over hypotenuse. So from the triangle here, what is our adjacent? Our adjacent is what? Our adjacent is BD, right? Our adjacent is BD, while our hypotenuse is what? Is still AB. So what's the value of BD, which is the adjacent is root 3 over what? AB, which is what? 2. That's it. That's why we have this. So, and also sine 30, which is what? Opposite over adjacent, will give us what? What is our opposite? Our opposite is AD, while our adjacent is what? BD. Then what is the value of AD from the above triangle? What is the value of AD? The value of AD is what? Is 1. That's why you have that. What is the value of BD? Our BD is what? Is root 3. So that's why you have that. So let's move to sine 60. So when you move to sine 60, which is angle 60, that means the reference angle now is what? Is 60. So from this side now, there are some things that will change. Adjacent will change, while an opposite will change, but hypotenuse will still remain because it's the longest side. So considering the above triangle, then our sine 60 will be what? BD over AB, which is what? Root 2 over 2. While our cos 60 will be what? AD over AB, which is what? 1 over 2. And also tan 60, which is what? Tan 60 will be what? Will be opposite over adjacent. And that opposite over adjacent, from considering 60 to be our reference angle. So that means which side is actually facing this angle. The side that is facing angle is what? Is this. So that means BD on reference angle 60, BD will be the opposite, while AD will be to what? The adjacent. So that's why we have root 3 over 1, which is equal to root 3. Now for us to get sine 45, you are to consider using isosceles isosceles right angle triangle. Using isosceles right triangle, that means two sides will be what? Will be equal, which this and this are equal, while this is root 2. So this reference angle. So now our opposite, the opposite side will be what? The opposite will be angle that is facing this reference angle, which is reference angle 45. So that means OP is what? Is the opposite, while OQ is what? Is the adjacent, while the hypotenuse is what? PQ. So from sine 45, OP is what? OP is the opposite, while PQ is what? PQ is the hypotenuse. So that's why we have OP over PQ is equal to what? 1 over 2. From this, our OP is what? Is 1. Our OP is 1, and our PQ is what? Root 2. So that's why we have that. So cos 45, our OQ is 1, and our PQ is what? Root 2. That's why we have cos 45 to be 1 over root 2. And you can see that it's the same thing. Sin 45 and cos 45, they are the same. They have the same value. What tan 45 will be what? Will be the opposite. Tan 45 will be what? Opposite over adjacent. So our opposite here. Our opposite is what? OP, and the adjacent will be what? OQ, which is 1 over 1 is equal to 1. So tan 45 is 1. So let's consider this example quickly, so that we can apply what we have learned so far. This is a triangle, double triangle. We have ABCD. We have how many triangle here? We have ABD, and we have what? BDC. You understand? So now they asked us to find x. This is x. For us to find x, we have to consider this triangle. Consider this triangle, which is the right angle triangle, which is AB, which is AB. Although ABD, right? ABD. So, and how do we find our x? Using tan 30. The reference angle here is tan 30, so we'll be considering it so that we can get this side. So we know that tan is what? Opposite over adjacent. And from this triangle, what is our opposite? Our opposite is what? BD, which is x, and adjacent, which is what? AB, which is what? 6 centimeter. So we have opposite over adjacent, which was BD over AB. What is the value of BD? Is x. The value of AB is what? 6. So tan 30 degrees is equal to x over 60. So cross multiply to make the x the subject of the formula. Then we have, if we cross multiply, so we have 6 times 30 is equal to x. Then don't forget, since tan 30 is equal to 1 over root 3, you can remember this from here. Tan 30 is what? 1 over root 3. Just slot it in here. So we have 6 times 1 over root 3, which is equal to x. So if you multiply, so we have 6 over root 3, which is equal to x. So using the previous from our previous examples and solution that we did the other time in the previous lessons, conjugate. You know that, but if you have a value of a surd of such a surd like this, what you should do is to do what? Is to multiply the denominator and the numerator by what? By the surd in the denominator. So you multiply the value, the root 3 here, by the numerator, and the value by the denominator again. So if you multiply this by this, what do you have? You have 6 root 3, and multiply root 3 times root 3, you have what? You have 3. So if we divide 3 in 3, that is 1. 3 in 6, we have what? 2. So from there we have x is equal to what? 2 root 3 centimeter. So basically that is the value. The value of BD, which is x, is what? 2 root 3 here. So I'm giving this as a question. So find y. From this question, find y, and send it via the comment section. Leave your answer in short form, and there will be a token that will be given out to the person that submit first and actually get it correctly. So please keep reading, keep studying, and keep learning new things. Bye. Please subscribe to my channel. It's a mathematics channel where you can learn basic things about mathematics, and from even scratch, basic things that you can learn, and from simplified questions, so that you can be better in solving mathematics. Also physics, science also are also included in our sections. Bye for now.